Welcome back, and now we're finally starting the game. But first, here's the dashboard of Sonic 06. As you can see, it does.
So riveting.
As you can see, the demo is no longer here.
So,
Also, I like to show this. Notice how in the screenshot gallery they show pictures from the tech demo from 2005, even though none of this is in the final game.
She did cheating green smile that Sonic had. That's not in the game.
Exactly.
In fact, Sonic doesn't even have a mouth in the game.
Because the tech demo
except
actually
in the
looks.
cutscenes.
It's customary for a tech demo to look better than the actual game, but.
Yeah, like seriously, why are there tech demo shots?
Okay. If I can make one note, going off of this tech demo, we were definitely going to get something different in the story, and that's a more upbeat Sonic. I'm getting a bit ahead of myself, but let's just say Sonic's not his usual self in this game, which is weird though, because see here though, in this tech demo, that smile, that's straight out of Adventure Smile, like the way it's more upbeat. Like, okay, again.
Let's just say one of the keywords for this game is going to be in character, and let's see who's
Sonic
not,
is in character in the very first cutscene, and after that, all personality is sucked right out of him for some reason.
Except for
I don't even know why.
Hold on. Except for the other HD cutscene, but that's later. I will say this though. Again, I'm not saying that just because this game is rushed, it excuses all its problems. But I do get the feeling that the game being rushed does also extend to some of these story problems.
Pedro and Jova, maybe you can film that. Why exactly is the starting screen on Kingdom Valley?
Remember, too, Kingdom Valley was the first level made for the game.
I know, but you think it would pick something more fitting with the rest of the game instead of being just one level?
Well,
okay, here's one thing, people.
Screenshot is pretty neutral.
By the way, guys,
yes,
we literally just started, and already I have something to complain about. There's no auto-saving in this game. You have to manually save the game.
Oh yeah, there isn't.
And also, for the two people who doesn't know the loading screens, even if you install the game, those are quite meaty.
And I have the game installed, for the record.
Okay. Actually, and
it's
also
still gonna be shit.
Hey, at least unlike in the PS3 version, you can at least install it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, the PS3 version is crap. But anyway, Tio, here's the thing about that loading screen. See, here's the thing. Remember, this was the start of 7th Gen, back when games were getting into the real HD territory. Basically, that starting screen, that's something that's actually done in the actual overfield. So basically,
I'm going to have to interrupt you a bit.
The main menu looks generic.
Go ahead.
Especially since the big
I have to point. I have to point this out, though.
Let's do it.
Anyway, this is the beta version of the opening. Notice something. I'm going to point out one of the big differences right here in a moment.
Music's different.
That too, but no, we get a close shot of the ballerinas, which we don't get in the final version of the opening.
Thank you.
Okay. Oh, hi, Kyrie. No, okay, I'm gonna be quite honest. When I first saw this game,
Alright, Jova, take advantage now to finish. Go ahead.
Okay, Tio, here's the thing. Basically, that was to showcase how cool it was that you could actually have a loading screen, go in the actual level over field, since, that was a new thing, showing off this whole scale and open world model deal, which was a thing HD consoles could do.
All right, now everybody, please concentrate because I want you guys to make a proper judgment of Veronica Taylor's one bit of cutscene performance in this game.
Yeah, I'll talk more about this cutscene later, but let's actually watch this.
All right.
For the second time she's
We give thanks for the blessed flames. May we always continue to have peace, Son of Soleanna.
Oh, this definitely beta footage.
Watch over us with your eternal light.
The sound quality tells it all.
Yeah, you can tell that they didn't do anything on the vocals there at all, or at least very minimalistic.
Oh no, it's Mario Sonic the Olympics game.
I like those before they got ran into the ground.
Can I do another take, please?
You see,
Sorry, we got no time. Oh, that was terrible. Sorry, no time.
For a moment there, I thought I was watching a Final Fantasy game.
Apparently even the voice acting of this game was rushed.
You see, Teo, before Final Fantasy 15, this was the first Final Fantasy in Venice.
Of course.
Okay.
Eggman and his golden nipples.
Now, to give credit where it's due, to give the Mario credit, Mike Pollock at least is trying his ass.
He's the best actor in this game.
Yeah.
But that goes for any game he's in, really, any Sonic game.
Well, the thing is, Shiroi, don't get me wrong, Mike Pollock is the best actor. Oh, hold on.
Also,
Hold on.
Pedro.
There you go. I'm just replicating my actual reaction from when I first saw this in the trailer. There you go.
all right, okay. As much as it pains me, to admit, when I first saw this, and maybe it was because I was younger, or maybe it's because I wasn't as big a Sonic fan, or maybe it's because it was just the hype.
I'm sorry, Joe. I'm gonna have to interrupt you because I want people to hear this delivery of this line here from Veronica.
Oh,
Right here.
Can't be.
It can't be. Oh my God, Veronica, please.
can I please
It's
have another
it's
cake?
like Lina Minella as Luke
I get
over
the-
again.
I get the feeling it was really
Okay,
poor
okay.
voice.
All right, go ahead, Jova. Go ahead.
Okay, first off, yeah, I'm definitely going to assume that was beta stuff, and hopefully she had another take. She could do better than that because this is Verona freaking Taylor.
I'm not a fan of her, and even I think she can do much better than that. Go ahead.
Yeah,
No, don't worry. We're gonna watch the whole cutscene again, but
Yeah.
final, so you'll have time. Go ahead.
okay then. The deal here is like, well, I'll admit this art style is not the worst, and I'll go more into that the second time we watch this around. But okay, I will admit, as much as it pains me to admit, that design for Eggman, I didn't hate that back in the day. Again, maybe it was because I was younger. Maybe it was the hype. Maybe it was because, I'll admit, for the most part, my experience with Sonic had been the Genesis games and Sonic Heroes and Shadow the Hedgehog. I hadn't done Adventure. I'll admit that design for Eggman didn't piss me off. I mean, nowadays, yeah, it definitely doesn't look the best, and I think it has to do with how it looks in this particular cutscene. Let me talk about these cutscenes, folks. You see how good these cutscenes are? These are actually done by Mars Animation, and I will admit they're pretty good. Honestly.
This would make Square Enix proud. The CGI in this cutscene looks
You
gorgeous.
can hear them crying off in a corner.
And I'm
Yeah.
okay, and I'm
It's
gonna
so
be qui-
beautiful.
and I'll be quite honest. Honestly, I think that in this art style, Sonic actually does mesh well enough with these humans. Yes, Eggman is still a problem, but in the art style of these cutscenes, I think they actually work well enough. I mean, maybe I'm in the minority on that, but we gotta admit they do it a lot better than the usual cutscenes.
What the hell?
Oh, yes, the voice.
Chaos, but fire.
It's all right.
Okay, I guess Perfect Chaos had a fiery evil brother that we have to worry about sealing into the Super Emeralds.
So the webs.
And yeah, so the actual voice actress for Peace Lacey is called Lacey Chabert.
Lazy Shepard,
Yeah, Lacey.
aka Eliza
if you watch
Thornberry.
If you watched our commentary of Lost in Space, you know this is the chipmunk girl from that game, or the movie, sorry. And from what I've seen, her career has been terrible. She was in Beverly Hills Chihuahua 3.
Well,
Why?
she was Eliza Thornberry.
Were you gonna ask me something, Pedro?
Dwebs, I'm starting to wonder. Maybe Sega heard that cut of that take of Veronica, and they immediately ordered her replacements.
Do we have a
Maybe. I mean, when it comes to decisions made about this game, that was one of the few that was a good one.
So, do we have a source article that maybe talks about
No,
that?
we
Because
don't. We don't know the exact reason why she was
I'm
replaced.
surprised. There's
Granted, a cheaper solution could have been just have her redo the whole thing, but they probably had no time or.
Like, with that outfit in this setting, Eggman just looks like a cosplayer that
Yeah.
just...
Yeah.
Okay.
Fucking weeaboo.
Now, going back to actually talking about this cutscene, I get the feeling that part of the reason I actually was okay with this Eggman back in the day, before I figured out this game sucked, was how Mike Pollock does his work, and okay, this scene is pretty awesome.
But, and hey, we get the
Like, the music, everything, the way he acts.
Yeah, speaking of music, this is the game where Eggman's theme.
Yeah, and I'm gonna get this. I love this song that's playing right now. In fact, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the theme.
Bounce.
Eggman's theme in this game would be used up till colors.
And
Yeah.
this part, ding!
Yeah, that's pretty
Like,
cool.
that
Also,
is class. That is straight up Sonic. The
Don't
way
get
he-
used to it though.
Yeah, this is how Sonic should be, and the rest of the game is the exact opposite.
Yeah,
Like,
what
seriously.
happened?
This cutscene alone sold me.
He was
on
lobotomized too.
I mean,
You mean
I
the story writer?
heck. Even Jason.
Blue Dragon Sakaguchi took over.
Like, seriously. The way this cutscene goes, heck, even Silver's introduction is pretty awesome. Spoilers, the character is actually not as awesome as this cutscene
Yeah.
suggests, but don't worry, we've got
I
an
like
entire...
I like the idea of him.
Shira.
The
The
execution
reason,
was complete
Shira. The
garbage.
reason you like Silver's idea is because it's been done before and much better by Akira
And
Toriyama
we
in
have
Dragon
a
Ball Z,
problem,
aka Trunks.
Trunks, yeah.
Okay. let's not knock this
Barely
story.
like
for-
a PS. This looks like an slightly upscale PS2 game, folks. So just
Yeah.
I'm gonna be controversial here. I don't think the in-game graphics don't really look that good.
I agree.
at all.
It looks a bit shit.
Controversial,
Dwibs, that's not controversial.
That's controversial?
Your opinion.
That's controversial.
I never heard anyone else say that.
Controversial
Well,
would be if you
okay,
said
okay.
soundtrack
Dwibs, let me
sucks.
tell you, I was already calling bullshit on these graphics before it was cool.
Oh, the blue Chaos Emerald, not the blue Chaos Emerald.
Hold on, Jova, we'll get to it.
No, I'm not gonna say why. Anyway, Dwibs, to answer your question as to why not many people talk about the graphics of this game, that's like the equivalent of saying that a handicapped person needs a wheelchair. Like, I mean, just look at it. It kind of speaks for itself.
Yeah.
Like, let me,
Man, you
like,
could
okay,
have
Dwibs.
just killed Sonic or something and took the emerald.
No, Dwibs. Eggman trying to kill Sonic. When has that ever worked?
Eggman has
Remember,
on
Joe,
multiple occasions, Dwibs. When the hell is
remember-
going to actually kill him?
Remember, Joe, this was meant to be a reboot. Apparently, Eggman didn't try and kill him.
Unfortunately, they backpedaled on that decision, so...
Okay.
Which is extremely convoluted, but go ahead, Joe.
Okay, if I'm to be honest, despite the way he looks, Eggman's actually one of the few characters who's the most in character, but more on that later. Anyway, also, James, back to your thing about why people don't really talk about the graphics. Again, like I said, they speak for themselves. Also, James, let me put this into perspective. Now, I wasn't there when this game first got
If
released.
you don't mind me,
but
Jova, just a moment.
Okay.
I would like... we need to get some information. Okay, in that... how exactly?
Not just that.
Oh, I just wanna make a point,
Much
though.
like Johnny
Oh,
pointed out,
frame rate.
Sonic waited the next day
Hold on,
to start
Joe.
investigating.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so according to the game, in order to gather information, I have to talk to the townspeople. I may learn something important, right? Okay, let's try.
Also, was
Let's
that
try
like
that.
Pollock there?
Go ahead. Answer that for me. There are rumors that the Blue Wind was seen during the festival, but I wonder if they're true. Well, that was not useful.
Hello? Lady, Blue Wind, right here. Blue Hedgehog.
Well, that was not
Don't
useful.
worry.
Let's try again.
Yeah,
Shirai.
Chip, different colors mean different
here
things.
we
go.
So,
Shira,
I
that's
was
you.
helping with the reconstruction, and boy, am I tired. I just finished.
Game, I thought you just told me I could learn something important if I talked to the townspeople.
Pedro. They reconstructed the city in one night.
That's how awesome they are, Dwibs.
I can actually answer this, but afterwards.
Shira?
Oh, sorry. There was someone called Tails who was helping, but it seemed like he was looking for someone.
Oh, well, there you go.
So Tails just said,
Our old
"Fuck it,
buddy
I'm fine,
Tails
Sonic."
is here.
wait a minute. I never read these before. Middle-aged woman.
Okay. If I can give this game some credit, it was
Music
taking
is
it-
great.
well, not just that,
Yeah.
but I will. Okay, yeah, I will actually do stop and talk to people. They
Java.
actually do have. Oh, Soleanna has always been a peaceful country. I can't believe something like this would happen overnight.
Well, you're
It
also
fixed itself overnight.
you're also useless. So yeah.
Okay.
Basically, the way it works is if you want to get good information, you have to talk to people who have an orange exclamation mark over their head. Go ahead, Jova. This is not important.
Yeah, if I can give this game some credit, yeah, like Pedro said, the information is actually color-coded, and that's something you can easily catch up on. Okay, if you actually do stop to talk to these people, they do actually have a fine enough, very bad of dialogue to the point where you
No.
can get...
We haven't gotten to the best
They
character.
have
yet.
plenty of dialogue, but they're nowhere near as. But they don't really have much interesting to say.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
I was
Jova.
about to get to that. Welcome.
So the light
anyway,
ship. Go ahead. Read what the light ship does, Jova. If you don't mind.
Allows you to use the light dash. By using the light dash, you can move quickly through a set
An
of rings.
ability we
Although,
had in the first place in other games, by the way.
Dwebs, remind me again who voices Tails in 4Kids.
Amy Palance.
Let's just say I don't like her as Tails, and this is by far her worst performance.
I don't really like her Tails either.
long time no see.
Long
That too.
time. no
That
Time no see.
That too, yeah.
Hey, Pedro, want to take a shot every time long time no see is said
Jova,
on this game?
Jova, after
You will die,
Jova,
probably.
Jova, remember in Preference Ref, after that, I welcome it.
Also, take a
Really?
look how the models actually move of the characters.
The,
I'll
the
explain a
character
bit more
animation in
later.
this game is horrible.
Well, let me elaborate a bit better now. So you can see, my theory is that essentially these are actually mocap actors who then they actually use their models, but they actually put a gigantic floating head on what their head is supposed to be with the character's head essentially. Essentially what you see are human-sized character with a floating balloon instead of her head.
Now,
And since it's an early PSP title, in order to express themselves, they need to use these weird, janky movements with their hands.
Oh, and by the way, the camera in this game sucks.
Yeah, it does.
Seriously, there are a few
that's bad for the
video games that are worse in this one. Oh,
Theo, if you don't
Alberto,
mind.
Robert.
My name is Albert. Fuck you, game. I've been making shoes this time for a long time and making the ultimate shoes now.
Remember, Theo, this sounds inspired in Venice, which means there's going to be a lot of Italian characters.
Okay.
Oh, let me try to be with an accent then.
They're called
Okay.
custom
These shoes
shoes.
used to be power of Soleanna, mysterious strangers to chains. I'm calling it the custom shoe.
Yes, that's...
But there is no one that can test the full potential of these shoes. Is there anyone who can test the design of these shoes? Chuck?
Brilliant,
Like
brilliant
comic
script
book
writing.
That was
You
downright
able
comic
to
book
do that?
dialogue.
Really? That's this.
Oh,
I
okay,
hate
we're
this
just
game.
going to us.
I hate this game already so much.
Also, this bit
Venice.
right here, just watch it.
Okay, I have a special bit to say about these shoes. You may notice them later, but I'm gonna bring it up when it's relevant.
Go ahead.
But yes, this is our very
it
first
loading?
mission.
Put on the shoes and go through the rings. I made the shoes correctly.
This
You
is
make
not
it on time.
Knights. The one game in the history of the gaming where going through rings is actually fun is the Knights games. Why are we bringing that into this?
So yeah,
Is it
instead
Superman
of
64 now?
Yeah, Superman 64 also started by going for rings.
instead
Okay,
of going straight
But
to the
sure.
mission, like they told you about it, then loaded another one text box, then another loading screen.
That's well, everybody already mentioned that complaint.
Granted. At least
Hold
on
on,
my
Liz, I have
Superman
to point this out.
64, This isn't half of what you do.
This
is the
particular-
worst part about
This
it.
particular
Okay, you
part,
can actually fail this.
you know why that happened? That's because, Theo, every time Sonic is falling, he doesn't actually fall down. He's always moving forward while he falls. So it's incredibly hard to steer him to stay falling in one spot.
That's
All right.
backward,
Okay.
Gameplay.
I'm going to point out a thing about the controls in this game. Whenever somebody says that this game controls better than Shadow the Hedgehog, I just
Those
respond,
people can
nope,
go to hell.
Nope. Okay, look. Okay, look. It is fine and fair to think that Sonic 06 does something's better than Shadow, but the controls, no. Like, I really don't get what Johnny's going on with that. Like, really.
I guess his point is he'd rather have too precise than too slippery, but I don't really agree with. But that's still an extreme, you know.
Okay. So
Well,
the
Dwebs,
custom
well,
shoes-
to be fair, Dwebs, some people, it depends on the person. Some people are more tolerable towards certain extremes than others.
All right, so let's talk about the custom shoes. You remember how in the adventure games you could get these cool customizations to your shoes that would let you do special abilities? These are also that. That's right. Alberto Robert freaking created shoes that can give you special abilities if you implement gems.
Big Hedgehog.
Now, okay, one thing not everyone notices, but I actually did notice my first time actually experiencing this game is that the bits on the back ends of Sonic shoes actually change color based on whatever gem you have. And
Yeah.
those gems give you quite interesting abilities. Are you going to be showing them all, Pedro?
Yes, I will be showing them all.
Excellent. Now, I will say this, though. Trust me, folks. Whenever you see someone playing good at this game, they're making it look easier than it is.
Trust me,
Oh, so
everybody.
they've
That's
played
gonna.
it more often
Well,
than they should.
depends on certain things, Jova. I mean, Rouge's tropical jungle is probably the easiest level ever.
I'm talking. No. I'm talking about someone like you who's actually mastered the controls. Like, seriously. Let me put it like this. By default, Sonic Adventure handles better than this game on default.
Well,
That's
yeah.
how badly this game handles.
I
It's
think
like,
Sonic
here's the
Adventure
thing.
1 controls fine, honestly. if you
I'm
ask me.
basic. Well,
The
Pedro, yeah.
control in Sonic Adventure 1 isn't my main problem with it.
The control Sonic Adventure handles fine. I'm talking about, when I say handle, I mean basically in both control and camera. By the way, these silver medals are useless unless you're
Yeah.
playing the. Is it the 360 or?
I love how even the
yeah,
game
even the hint tells you.
is very hard.
discourages
Okay,
you.
allow me, Jova. Basically, if you get them all on the PS3, you get nothing. Fucking nothing. However, if you do get them on the Xbox 360 version, you get a stupid achievement to show how much of a sad sod you are.
So the PS3 version is so bad that they couldn't bother to patch.
That's because, Jova, the game came out on the PS3
2006.
before there were trophies. Because when the PS3
Yeah.
first released, there were no trophies. It was later added on with a patch.
All right. Anyway, going back to what I was saying earlier, I'll give this game. The entrance to the beach is right there. Can you see it? No, not from the way this camera is showing.
Sonic is staring at his girl's ass. So.
Hello, game. Maybe show us it, like in the adventure games, whenever they do.
Well, actually, I was meant this for Shiroi, but go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Go on, Shiroi.
Oh, okay. There's a mirror beyond the line of rings.
Why?
Sonic, stop staring at that woman's ass, if you don't mind.
Also,
I can't because I'm kind of frozen in here because this is how these scenes
That's
go.
way past cool.
No, it's not way past cool. It's way past terrible.
Yeah. When you get close to a trail of rings, do the light dash.
I love this beat. Let's see if we can
Are you gonna do it here? No.
Yes.
No, but Tails dies.
Yeah, Tails.
Oh.
when you get close to a trail of rings, press the X button to
Just
light
like on
dash.
time.
But sometimes, I know I'm stealing one of
Tails?
Brain Scratcher's
Tails?
jokes.
Oh my god.
Okay. I know I'm stealing one of Brain Scratcher's jokes, but be careful. It doesn't work sometimes.
Yeah, this is right.
It really doesn't.
Also,
it's a point that's worth making.
every single time you do that light dash, Tails always dies. Now, I'm tempted to think that it's a reference to how Tails always dies in the water at the end of Launch Base, but that's too clever of a reference for these guys to think of. So,
Also, you would think he'd just fly over.
To be fair, okay. To be fair, AI partners dying, that's nothing that's really particular.
that's one of the big things that I really love about Sonic Free Complete. How they fix that stupid thing of Tails for some reason committing suicide at Launch Base.
Sonic, go home. You're drunk.
Okay. Now, again, if there's one thing I do appreciate Sonic 06 trying to do,
Going back to the adventure formula.
Yeah, and okay. And it goes back to what I was saying.
They did it a bit too
Hold on, Shira. Let Jova finish. Go ahead. Jova, actually.
Like, okay, you may notice there's a lot of things that shares, and mainly with Adventure 1, a lot of things people forget. Adventure 2 doesn't exactly do a lot of what made Adventure 1 good. Not that Adventure 2 is bad, but that's a bit awful. Anyway, my point is this. So it's going back to Adventure 1, so, a more open world, dialogue to talk to. And it goes back to what I was saying earlier. I do appreciate the efforts they were actually going to do. The fact that people do have dialogue to speak to, and yes, you can choose to either try and find the most important thing, or you can have just a leisurely talk, like in the adventure games. Here's the problem.
Well, Adventure 1 more like, but sure.
Well, yeah. I guess adventure games just rolls off the tongue more, but yeah, true. Oh, and just like in Adventure 1, we got a whale.
Remember, Shiroi, remember Sonic Adventure 1?
Yes, I remember. This is that first stage.
No. Shiroi, you're doing it that way. You're supposed to say, I remember.
I do remember.
Okay.
Anyway,
I don't have fond memories of.
Shiri, you asked before why Tails couldn't fly over. You're about to find out the reason why.
I hate controls.
Okay, let me start off. First of all, Tails, why are you slower than you were in Adventure 1? Second, Tails, why can't you fly properly like you could in Adventure 1? Third, Tails, why is your default attack dropping bombs like in Heroes instead of
I'm guessing it's a reference to the Game Gear games, maybe?
Yeah, Tails Adventure.
Well, okay. To be fair, he was doing this in Sonic Heroes too. Here's the deal, though. In Sonic Heroes, it made more sense because you had free characters by default to use, and to be fair, bombs were only releasing when Sonic and Tails were dead. Here, though, it is main default attack.
Let me just say this too, because trust me,
I didn't know there were lyrics in this song.
there are. Let me just tell you this too, because it's hard to tell unless you have actually played it. Have you played Sonic Adventure 1 with Tails?
Yes.
Okay. Imagine that, but with the controls horribly butchered. Because Tails controls like utter ass in this game.
While still being slippery as fuck, so you can
that too.
Run off.
Being garbage.
If I can be fair, Tails technically is not as slippery, but that's because he's so gosh dang slow.
Tail, remember how Sonic is always falling forward? Same thing with Tails' flight. You're always flying forward, so whenever you want to you have to adjust your
angle.
Also, here we go.
What the fuck is that?
Pedro,
the whale.
Pedro, remind me, what exactly did Sega do with this game?
They rushed it out the door.
I'm sorry, they rushed it, like as in Sonic rushed, or they rushed it down the lane, and this loading screen is still going, and here we go, the perfect punchline. Let's speed up. Pretty much this game's making in a nutshell. Okay.
You know what's the interesting thing? There's a level in Sonic Lost World that would do this concept much better.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. This is obviously a template for the boost formula. It has problems, and admittedly, Adventure 1 also had scenes like this. Here's the thing. In Adventure 1, those were done properly paced here and there so you could actually time things out. Now, Pedro's mastering this, but okay. If you're new,
Well,
okay,
here's the thing, Jova. I've mastered this, but the game is about to screw me over, as you're about to see.
That's exactly my point. It's like, look, folks, whenever you see someone like Pedro or the Sonic God himself, Dark Spine Sonic, doing this great, we're making it look a lot easier than it actually is. Also, Sonic doesn't even properly touch those things. He's floating a bit above them.
And that's a sad part.
First down.
That's a sad part. I would have totally gotten an S rank if it wasn't for that part that happens at the end. You guys are about to see. Hold on.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
No.
Nah.
Okay. This loop. Fuck this fucking loop, and you're about to see
You can
why.
actually fall. Oh wait, are you actually going to do this?
You're gonna fall off the edge.
There you go.
Oh,
Yeah.
There you go.
believe it or not.
That's scripted, by the way. I can't do anything about that.
Believe it or not, you can
Just
actually
pray and
run-
hope it works, basically.
Oh, speaking of praying, believe it or not, you can actually end up going through the loop. Like that happens a lot.
Also, the gold ring glitched and was invisible.
Yeah, I think I know
And
why.
the camera angle is off center here.
Pedro, I think I know why. You were supposed to go off. You're supposed to bounce off those pillars and get there. Then the gold ring spawns. But it didn't.
Dwebs, you cannot bounce off those pillars.
Remember, when I go into that loop, the game locks me. I'm not allowed to move anywhere.
Dwebs, question: have you played Adventure 1?
No.
Ow.
But hey, here's the big shocker, guys. Apparently, supposedly, as the game we're about to tell
This
you,
level was a fucking waste of my time!
Wait, hold on, Pedro.
Yeah,
We're not there yet.
wait.
Listen to this line. Listen to the line.
Yeah, and I'm also gonna import a joke myself as well.
Yep.
A feather drops. Quick, Sonic, use it to become Super Sonic and wrong game.
That's
Our princess is
Tails.
in another
That's
castle.
Tails' job in this game.
No,
State the obvious.
Okay, might as well bring this up now. I hate the way Tails. Sonic Team, ever since after Sonic Adventure 2, it's like they completely forgot how to write Tails, because every single game, well, okay, fine, Unleashed did it fine. Unleashed aside,
And Sonic Colors was
okay,
fine as well.
fine. Unleashed and Colors aside, most of the time, Sonic Team doesn't know how to write Tails. In this one, they just have him be a boring exposition dump who just points out the incredibly obvious. Oh, okay, go ahead. And now, guys, time for a town mission. Shiro, if you wouldn't mind.
Oh.
Great.
Her name's Galliana.
Oh,
Go ahead, Shiro.
There you go.
yeah, Dr. Eggman's mechs, the one that stole away Princess Elise, are evading the town to look for someone.
Look for what
No,
exactly?
where are they?
But Eggman already has Elise.
Sonic,
Why
can
is
you
he
help
sending?
us?
But
No.
Eggman already has
No.
Elise captured. Why is he sending mechs towards Soleanna? What
Wait,
does he?
hold on. Let me remember. Was this around that point where one of the other teams was helping Elise?
Shadows of Eggman's mechs.
When I
Anyway.
played this game, I didn't bother with any of the town missions that I didn't have to.
You know, Shuri. Okay, you know what, Shuri? I
Shuri?
critique you on. Oh, never mind.
Oh, Mr. Sonic, Dr. Eggman's mech suddenly appeared.
Miss-
Why is everyone Cream the Rabbit now?
Yeah, I was gonna say Mr.
Yeah.
Sonic. I
Mr.
thought.
Sonic! We are no match for them, Mr. Sonic. Please help us. Stop calling it
why-
that.
What's up
Why
with your
is Sonic
animation?
He was
Yeah,
calling us
it's
Sonic
fine,
before,
considering
too.
It's the
Also,
town
Considering-
dance from Final Fantasy
Mind you
XI.
guys,
What?
considering Cream had the most annoying voice around this time, I'm kind of glad she's not in this game.
I agree.
Yeah. Anyway, you know, Shuri.
It's a shame because I like Cream.
You know, Shuri, that part where you
Yeah,
studied.
Cream's character is fine. It's just the voice, except the one they have now.
We
What?
Yes, Jova?
You know, Shuri, that part where you stuttered voicing that woman, I'd have critiqued you, except for the fact that this game has points in here where the voice actors actually do, notably,
themselves?
swap up their lines, and they actually leave that in.
Yeah.
Don't worry,
Anyway.
we'll get to it when we get to Shadows campaign.
Also, yeah, going back to what I was saying earlier, again, I get what they're trying to do here, you know, like Adventure, implementing what's going on in the world with stuff here, but here's the thing, Adventure did this stuff better. Like, okay, you may have noticed how there are some missions tied into things. Here's the problem. From the first mission, you can see the problem. The missions are not tied into the story well. Like, literally,
No,
we're helping the
not at
guy
all.
test out his custom shoes. why is this a main quest line? Like,
Not
literally.
just that, like, Elise is getting kidnapped and we need to do this first.
You right?
Thank you. Can you also say Princess Elise, please?
No.
We'll be doing that a lot. Don't worry about it.
Also, I hate to say it, but some of these models look like they're placeholder models, because, like, okay, the way these people dress to the festival, I get it, you know, that was
This is a
special
sign of our
occasion.
appreciation.
Oh, right, our appreciation.
She gives me
I
rings,
guess
so I can spend
what
in
are
the
you,
shop.
what are you, the mayor or something?
Lady, why are you still acting like you're in trouble? Lady,
Oops, camera angle messed
I'm
up.
scripted to act this way.
She's dancing, don't you know?
Again, it's a Taru Taru, the panic dance of Final Fantasy XI.
Also,
oh, by the way, everybody, get used to this. Most of the Tom missions are just generic beat all the mechs missions, or beat all the Iblis creatures missions.
Yeah.
If that
Which
was as
is a
simple,
shame.
Pedro, it would be actually more doable. But no,
No, there's one
there
where
are
we
the
have to
odd
do
ones,
math.
Oh, but Pedro, aren't you forgetting the ever wonderful
No, I'm-
story of
But,
Pele, the
no,
dog?
don't worry, Jova. We'll get that in the next part.
Anyway, but yeah, again, going back to what I was saying,
Actually,
this does what it. My main issue with this game is.
Oh, never mind. We'll get it in this part still. Don't worry, Jova. We'll get.
Okay, okay. Then let me finish up what I need to say. My main issue with this game as a whole, and yes, this is my number one issue, it's that this does what Adventure was doing, but worse, and it's baffling. Like,
Well, that's
okay,
a general
Adven-
consensus.
Here's the thing: Adventure had all these various side quests and stuff. It actually lets you get to know the people better. Here, I don't think you ever get a side quest from a person twice. Oh, come on, Pedro. We had stuff like, you know, the side quest involving the two lovers.
That's like the one that I remember. That's the
There's also
problem.
the gift shop.
well, Joe, I can tell you with my experience that I don't remember a single major NPC in Adventure.
Well,
1,
my
2.
guess is that you didn't really go out. Wait, in Adventure 2?
Well,
Well,
I'm sorry, only one.
I'm talking about Adventure 1. Adventure 2 didn't
Yeah,
really
the
do
hard
that
word,
stuff.
I mean, sorry.
Yeah, when it comes to Adventure 1, again, you had to go out of your way, but here's the thing. For the stuff you had to go out of your way for, that was side quest stuff, so it was your choice. You could either just zoom along with the story just fine, or actually stop and check things out. And again, the levels and side quests themselves were actually implemented well enough, to the point where they were varied and fun enough in a Sonic open world game. And, you know... Okay, and yes, I'll admit, I actually knew about this game before I knew about Adventure 1. But you know what? I ended up playing Adventure 1 before I ended up actually getting to this game. So, yeah, I still...
Hold on,
God,
hold
that-
on. I want to emphasize, because I love this
the
character.
accordion guy.
All right.
Hi, Mario.
Excuse me. I'm the town's accordion player. Here's a song for Princess Elise. I hope she's okay. All right, now we're listening. We're going to listen to an
This
accordion
guy doesn't
version.
even have a name.
We're gonna
of
learn-
accordion player.
We're gonna listen to an beautiful. It's not Beautiful Elise. It's actually called My Destiny, aka the theme of Princess
it's what
Elise.
it's called... Well, to be fair, it's what the song is called in story, so whatever. Oh, beautiful Princess Elise,
Jesus,
Princess
man.
Elise,
Really?
Princess Elise.
It's a shame that they.
Quarters of the song could just
Oh,
say
beautiful. Wow.
help me.
And it's a shame too because the actual the theme of Elise is actually one of my favorite pieces of music in the entire game.
Wait,
this
different
accordion
lyrics.
version in particular is beautiful.
My love and all my dreams are only for you, and this sounds like a stalker song now.
Is this guy?
Phone.
Is this secret? Is this the Moito Nishihura guest
Again, that's
composing
Mario.
a track?
No, Pedro, that's literally Mario.
Yeah, true. He doesn't look anything like Nishihura, to be fair. But
Anyway, I don't know if Pedro's going to show it again, but the couple we just saw, they were sitting on midair. There was no bench programmed in there.
holding him in air. How did they do that?
all right, listen here. I love this song.
Look at that, he's not even holding properly the accordion.
It's still beautiful music.
The left hand is suspended immediately.
Shut up! I like this song.
I'm sorry, Pedro. That's kind of the problem with this game. Even when there's good stuff going on, the bad still creeps into view.
I'm not sure what it's worse, this or the fact that in 7 years from the point of this game, Lightning Returns will still have the same problems, but even worse.
Well, it's like I said.
Sorry, my bad.
Like I said, this is definitely one of the worst Sonic games, but I wouldn't even call Sonic 06 one of the worst games of all time. I mean, now don't get me wrong, it's still a pretty bad game.
I think it is, but sure.
I'm referring mostly to the technical stuff specifically.
Anyway, I would like to also ask a good friend of mine to commentate on this track, since it's a track that I think is
thank you, Pedro.
No, not you.
All right, so what other good friend do you know that's musically talented?
Not music. Well, actually, he is because he played piano once in the movie. So
All right, let's hear from him, whoever he is.
Let me get there.
any moment now.
Say, it is very beautiful.
I know, right, Herschel? It is.
Yeah, so beautiful. I fell asleep.
Narcolepsy. And look, they were floating in midair.
How
Yeah.
do they do that?
Anyway,
But I love that music.
But yeah,
Also,
okay.
yeah, no, finish
Okay,
Joel.
I know it's sappy to say that it would really that maybe if this
Hold
game
on, Jova.
actually got
Dwebs, your Dick Whitten voice, if you don't
Tails
mind.
died again.
That too. Oh, actually,
Dick
no.
Whitten voice,
Actually, never mind. I'm miscalculated. We're doing the Pele.
Finish up Jova and I'll tell you.
We're doing the rest in the next part. Finish off, Joe.
Again, it's really a shame, and I know it's sappy to say, this game probably would have been better if they actually completed it, but you get the inkling that, there would have been more varied side quests, there would have been actually more story sense here and there. Oh yeah, and there would have been more playable characters, but that's for another point. But
I disagree. I think they, again, bit off more than what they could chew.
Well, that ties into the whole rushing thing. And again, sure, I'm not going to say that would have fixed all the game's problems, but you'll see more what I mean. Look, let me sum it up like this, Joy. Metal Sonic was supposed to have a story. Like, that
Wait,
you
what?
can do anything. Well, yeah.
I didn't know about that.
As Pedro can vouch for me, there was a bit of time when people found in the game's coding that Metal Sonic was supposed to have a story.
Well, that's news to me. Okay.
It was deleted. It was deleted.
There's
It was deleted
Yeah, yeah.
because, well, yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
before we finish up, can someone explain me why, aside from the whole waiting for the next day and do some random shit, why the fuck didn't Sonic and Tails bust up the tornado instead chase the egg carrier on foot?
Jova, sorry,
Okay,
Tail, your
no,
guess
what-
is as good as fucking
Like,
mine.
it's
Also-
not even a thing why it's popped up later on. The tornado is completely gone from this game.
Well,
Someone
that
gets a plane to fly in this game in their levels. It's not Tails.
short
not-
answer, they're stupid. Long answer, this was supposed to be a reboot.
Even
stupid.
even longer answer. Whoever wrote this game should be fired. Which is interesting because Shiroma, the two writers of this game, Shiroma Ikawa and Kyoko, I forgot her last name. Kyoko went on to write Sonic Unleashed, and that had a much better script. And
Weird.
and
Isn't Nakamura-
well, actually, it turns out Shin Nakamura didn't come up with the story, from what I've seen. Before this playthrough, I did some extra research just to make sure I don't pull a Blue Dragon again. Teo knows what I'm talking about. I apologize. Okay. Anyway, so Nakamura came up with the story, but the actual script itself was written by Maekawa and Kyoko, the writer of Sonic Unleashed. Okay. Maekawa, for those who don't know, was the writer of Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. So
Let's
these
just say
guys have done
focus
good.
on
Well, even though I think Maekawa is kind of questionable a bit, he's definitely much better than this. So I wonder what happened here.
Let's just say, folks, I think next part might be a good point to start talking about the dev team or dev teams for this game in the next part. Might
Oh,
be time
goody.
to bust out that article, Pedro.
Well, maybe we'll see, because there's a lot of stuff going on in the next part, but we'll see how things go. See ya. All right, we're dragging this. We're dragging this, but let's just end. See you, everybody.
Okay, see ya.